HireVue lets companies screen candidates with remote video interviews, streamlining hiring. It can replace or supplement in-person meetings. In today's video, we explore 17 HireVue interview questions you will be asked during the video interview process. Each answer can be customized to highlight your unique qualifications and experiences. Before your interview, it's important to research the company and review the job description so you can incorporate key skills relevant to the job role in your answers. Question number 1. Can you tell me about yourself? This is often the first question in an interview and sets the tone for the rest of the conversation. Keep it professional but friendly, focusing on your background, skills, and qualities that would make you valuable in most roles. Avoid going too deep into personal details. End by showing enthusiasm for contributing to a team or organization. I would describe myself as someone who enjoys learning, solving problems, and contributing to a positive work environment. Over the years, I've had a mix of experiences, whether in school, volunteering, or past jobs, that have helped me build strong skills in communication, organization, and adaptability. I take pride in being dependable and willing to step in wherever I'm needed. I enjoy working with others toward shared goals, but am also comfortable taking initiative and working independently. My approach is to stay calm under pressure, focus on solutions, and keep improving my skills over time. I've found that when I stay open to feedback and new ideas, I can continue to grow while helping the people around me succeed. Outside of work, I try to keep myself balanced by learning new things and staying active, which I believe makes me more focused and productive. Overall, I'm motivated by the chance to contribute, learn, and be part of something meaningful. Question number 2. Tell me about a time you worked on a team. When answering this question, choose an example that clearly shows teamwork in action. Use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result, to keep your answer structured and easy to follow. Focus on communication, cooperation, and how you contributed to the group's success. End with a positive outcome that shows your impact. In a previous situation, I was part of a group that had to complete a time-sensitive project with several moving parts. Everyone had different strengths, so we discussed the best way to divide the workload to make the most of our skills. I offered to take on a role that required both organization and flexibility, and I made sure to check in with others regularly so nothing fell through the cracks. When someone ran into a challenge, I stepped in to help and adjusted my own schedule to keep things on track. We stayed focused, supported one another, and met our deadline successfully. Not only did the project turn out well, but it also strengthened trust within the group. I learned that keeping communication open, being adaptable, and stepping up when needed are key parts of making a team successful. I also realized that a strong, supportive environment encourages everyone to perform at their best, which helps the group reach its goals more effectively. Question number 3. What role do you typically play on a team? Think about your natural tendencies in group work. Identify whether you're a coordinator, motivator, problem solver, or supporter, and explain how that role benefits the team. Show that you can adapt when needed, and give an example that highlights flexibility and contribution to team success. I usually play the role of the person who keeps things organized and ensures everyone is on the same page. I like to make sure the team knows what needs to be done and that tasks are moving forward. In one group project, I kept track of deadlines, checked in with people about their progress, and offered help when someone was falling behind. I'm not afraid to take the lead if needed, but I'm also comfortable stepping back and supporting others when they have the expertise. My role often involves connecting people, solving small problems before they grow, and keeping the group's energy positive. While I naturally lean toward organizing and coordinating, I also enjoy stepping into different roles when the situation calls for it. I believe flexibility is one of the best ways to ensure success, and adapting to different needs helps the group stay productive and motivated through any challenge. Question number 4. Tell me about a time in a group setting in which you took a leadership role. Choose an example where you stepped up to guide others toward a shared goal. Explain the challenge, the steps you took to lead, and how you encouraged collaboration. End with the outcome and what you learned about effective leadership. During a group project, we had a tight deadline and no clear plan, so I stepped in to help guide the process. I began by asking everyone to share their strengths and ideas so we could assign tasks effectively. I set mini deadlines to make sure we stayed on track and encouraged open check-ins to solve problems quickly. When one member was struggling, I paired them with another teammate and adjusted the plan so nothing fell behind. I also made sure to acknowledge everyone's contributions, which helped keep morale high even during busy moments. In the end, we finished on time and the project met all expectations. Taking the lead taught me that leadership isn't about controlling everything, it's about listening, making decisions when necessary, and supporting others so they can succeed. I also learned that staying calm and steady during high-pressure moments helps keep the entire group focused, motivated, and working together toward the goal. Question number 5. What would you do if a teammate wasn't pulling their weight? Show that you can handle conflict professionally and constructively. Explain that you would start with a private conversation to understand their side before escalating the issue. Emphasize teamwork, problem solving, and fairness. End by showing you'd keep the focus on achieving the group's goals. If I noticed a teammate wasn't contributing as much as they could, my first step would be to speak with them privately. I'd want to understand if there's a personal or workload issue causing the situation. Sometimes people face challenges others can't see, so I'd ask how I can help or if they need extra resources. If it was simply a matter of clarity, I'd make sure expectations were clearly defined so everyone knew their role. I'd also encourage open communication in the group so no one feels left out or unsupported. If the problem continued, I'd address it with the team lead or supervisor in a respectful way that keeps the focus on the work and not personal criticism. I believe handling these situations with empathy and a solutions-focused approach helps maintain trust in the group. The goal is always to find a way forward that allows the whole team to succeed together. Question number 6. Why do you want to work for this company? This question tests your knowledge of the company. Show that you've researched their values, culture, and mission. Explain how those align with your own goals and work style. Keep your answer focused on what excites you about them rather than only what you want to gain. I'm drawn to this company because it has a strong reputation for quality and a clear commitment to treating people well. From what I've learned, the organization values teamwork, innovation, and providing excellent service, qualities that I also believe are essential for success. I appreciate how the company continues to grow while maintaining a positive work environment. That balance of progress and people-first culture is something I admire. I'm looking for a place where I can not only contribute my skills, but also keep learning and improving. I believe this company provides opportunities for growth while encouraging employees to work together towards shared goals. The idea of being part of a team that's motivated by both results and mutual respect is appealing to me. I want to be somewhere I can make a real difference, and from what I've seen, this is the kind of environment where I can do exactly that. Question number 7. Why did you select your major, and do you believe you made the correct decision? This question is about decision-making and self-awareness. Explain what influenced your choice, such as personal interests, skills, or long-term goals. Then reflect honestly on whether it was the right path and what you've gained from it, even if your career has shifted. I chose my major because it matched my personal interests and the type of skills I wanted to develop. I've always enjoyed learning about how things work and finding ways to solve problems, so it felt like a natural fit. It also provided me with a strong foundation in critical thinking, communication, and organization, skills that apply to almost any career. Over time, I've realized that no matter where my path takes me, the knowledge and habits I developed have been extremely valuable. While my career has evolved, I still use many of the concepts and problem-solving approaches I learned through my studies. I believe it was the right decision because it gave me both practical skills and the confidence to take on challenges. Even if I eventually work in a completely different field, I'll always be able to apply what I learned in ways that help me contribute to any team or project successfully. Question number 8. Why did you leave your previous employer? Keep your answer positive and professional. Avoid speaking negatively about your previous employer or colleagues. Focus on seeking new opportunities for growth, learning, or alignment with your long-term goals. I decided to leave my previous position because I was ready for a new challenge and an opportunity to grow. I appreciated the experience and the skills I developed there, and I'm grateful for the relationships I built. However, I reached a point where I felt I could contribute more in a different environment, one that offered new responsibilities and a chance to expand my abilities. I believe change can be a good thing when it's driven by the desire to keep improving and to make a bigger impact. For me, it wasn't about leaving something behind as much as it was about moving towards something that better matches my current goals and strengths. I'm excited to bring what I've learned into a new role where I can continue building on my experience while adapting to fresh challenges and contributing to a team in meaningful ways. Question number 9. What are your long-term career goals? Your answer should show ambition, but also realism. Share a general vision for your career without locking yourself into a specific title. Emphasize growth, skill development, and making a positive impact. My long-term career goal is to continue developing my skills so I can take on roles with more responsibility and impact. I want to work in environments where I can keep learning, adapt to new challenges, and contribute to the success of the organization. Over time, I'd like to become someone others can rely on for guidance, problem solving, and leadership. I believe that building strong relationships, staying open to feedback, and always aiming to improve are key to reaching those goals. While I'm flexible about the exact path my career may take, my focus will always be on finding ways to add value, support others, and keep growing professionally. I see my future as a combination of contributing to meaningful work, developing expertise in my field, and helping others achieve their own goals along the way. Question number 10. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Pick strengths that genuinely reflect your abilities and are relevant to most jobs. For weaknesses, choose something real but not critical to your ability to succeed and explain how you're improving it. One of my strengths is my ability to stay organized and keep track of multiple tasks at once. I'm also good at communicating with others, which helps me work well in a team and avoid misunderstandings. I take pride in being reliable and following through on my commitments. As for a weakness, I've noticed that I can sometimes take on too much at once because I want to help as much as possible. While this comes from a good place, I've been learning to prioritize tasks more effectively and set realistic limits so I can give my best effort to each responsibility. I've started using planning tools and setting clearer boundaries, which has helped me balance my workload better. I believe that being aware of both strengths and areas for growth helps me stay grounded and keeps me moving in the right direction. Question number 11. Tell me about a failure and what lesson you learned from it. Choose a real example, but avoid one that makes you look careless or unprofessional. Explain the situation briefly, take responsibility, and focus on what you learned. Show how you applied that lesson to improve in the future. There was a time when I underestimated how long a project would take, and as a result, I had to rush toward the end to meet the deadline. While I did finish on time, I knew the quality could have been even better if I had planned more carefully. I took responsibility for my mistake and reviewed my process to understand where I went wrong. I realized that I needed to break the work into smaller steps and set mini deadlines for each stage. Since then, I've made a habit of building extra time into my plans and checking progress regularly so I can adjust if needed. This experience taught me that preparation is just as important as execution, and staying realistic about time frames can reduce stress and improve results. It was a valuable reminder that even small changes in planning can have a big impact on overall performance. Question number 12. How would other people describe your work ethic? Base your answer on feedback you've received from others. Use words like reliable, consistent, and dependable, and back them up with examples. Show that you maintain your standards even during challenging situations. People I've worked with often describe me as reliable, consistent, and willing to go the extra mile to get things done. I think this comes from always following through on my commitments and treating each task as important. In both group and individual work, I make sure to meet deadlines, keep communication clear, and step in to help others when needed. I've had colleagues tell me they appreciate that they can count on me to stay focused even when things get busy or stressful. I believe a strong work ethic isn't just about working hard, it's about doing the right things at the right time and maintaining quality no matter the circumstances. Whether it's meeting a tight deadline or handling unexpected changes, I aim to approach my work with the same level of dedication every time. This approach has helped me build trust with the people I work alongside. Question number 13. Tell me about a time you had to make a quick decision without full information. Share a situation where you acted quickly but still made a thoughtful choice. Show that you weighed the available options, acted confidently, and adapted as needed. End with the outcome and what you learned. In one situation, I had to make a quick decision because a plan we were following suddenly changed, and there wasn't time to gather all the details. I took a moment to think about what information I did have and what the most urgent priorities were. I chose an option that would keep things moving while minimizing any possible risk. As the situation developed, I stayed alert and made small adjustments to improve the outcome. In the end, everything worked out, and the decision I made kept us from falling behind schedule. That experience taught me that quick decisions should be guided by the best information available at the time and a clear focus on the main goal. It also reminded me that staying calm and adaptable is just as important as speed when working under pressure. Question number 14. Describe a situation, your actions, and the outcome. This is essentially a STAR method question. Keep it clear. Describe the situation. Explain what actions you took and share the results. Choose an example where your actions had a positive impact. Not long ago, I was part of a group working on a task that had a very tight turnaround. The situation was stressful because several small issues popped up at the same time, which could have slowed us down. I decided to focus on the most urgent problem first, delegating smaller tasks to others so we could tackle everything efficiently. I also made sure everyone knew what was happening so no one felt left out of the loop. By staying organized and calm, we resolved the issues and finished the work on time. The outcome was positive not only because we met the deadline, but also because the experience improved our teamwork. I learned that keeping communication open and focusing on the main priorities can make even challenging situations more manageable. Question number 15. Describe a time you solved a problem independently. Choose an example where you took initiative and handled something on your own. Show that you assessed the situation, acted responsibly, and achieved a positive outcome without needing constant guidance. In one situation, a task I was working on hit an unexpected obstacle, and there wasn't anyone immediately available to ask for help. I took a step back to look at the problem from different angles and researched possible solutions using the resources I had. After weighing the options, I tried an approach that I believed had the best chance of working while keeping the risk low. It took a bit of trial and error, but eventually I was able to solve the problem and keep the project moving forward. When I later explained the situation to my supervisor, they appreciated that I had handled it quickly and responsibly. This experience showed me the value of staying calm, thinking critically, and trusting my judgment when immediate support isn't available. Question number 16. How do you stay organized when managing multiple projects? Share the tools or methods you use to stay on top of tasks. Explain how you prioritize, track progress, and avoid missing deadlines. Show that your system helps you stay flexible for changes. I stay organized by breaking projects down into smaller tasks and setting clear deadlines for each one. I use a combination of digital tools and handwritten notes to track my progress and make sure nothing gets overlooked. When managing more than one project, I review my priorities daily so I know exactly what needs attention first. I also leave room in my schedule for unexpected changes so I can adapt without throwing everything off track. By keeping an updated plan and checking in on my progress regularly, I can make adjustments before any issues get too big. This approach helps me stay calm and focused even when there's a lot going on at once. It also makes it easier to deliver consistent results while keeping quality high. And finally, here's the last question. Question number 17. Tell us about a time you had to adapt quickly to change. Choose an example where plans shifted suddenly and explain how you responded. Show that you stayed flexible, positive, and solution-focused. End with the outcome and what you learned about adaptability. During one project, the requirements changed halfway through and we had to adjust everything on short notice. Instead of getting stuck on what had already been done, I focused on understanding the new expectations and identifying what needed to change first. I reorganized my tasks, communicated the updates to others, and worked out a plan to meet the new goals without wasting time. It was challenging, but by staying flexible and open-minded, I was able to adapt quickly and keep things moving forward. In the end, the project was completed successfully and the changes even improved the final result. This experience reminded me that adaptability isn't just about reacting, it's about adjusting with a positive mindset so you can make the most out of any new situation. If you want to learn more on how to land jobs and reach your career goals, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button to get new videos every single week. Also, don't forget to hit that like button because that motivates me to keep doing what I do. Stay safe, keep smiling, and good luck.